SPY made a new all-time high. 696.48 now. Triple Q is also pretty strong here. IWM starting to bounce, but kind of lagging, only up 0.1% right now. Harry pointing out that J&J coming out of a compression, like an actually reversal, and new all-time highs. Needs to break 225. 225, yeah, 225 would be right there. Again, it's been pretty nice gap up here this morning. It's been pretty choppy all day. Moving up, but again, fairly choppy. We look at the Hypothetical candles right here. And there's a Hypothetical reversal right there. SPY just riding right along the 8 exponential here. Everything green. Core weave up to, my calls are up to 503 right now. After this big, huge pullback yesterday, up for 111. I'm going to probably take this off pretty soon. Big move in core weave. There's a nice little pop right there. So my options are in the money now pretty nicely. Again, I paid $4 for these things yesterday. Had to ride a wicked roller coaster on these things. Again, those are cats that I actually put on and kept overnight. But right now I paid $4 for them. Right now they're going for $5.28. So any kind of a resistance, any kind of a pullback here, I'll take the profits. All right, so I took CoreWeave off. I got out for $5.15. So I'm out of CoreWeave. That was nice when it works the way you hope it will. If you look at the daily chart in CoreWeave, it was pretty wild yesterday. Again, on the daily chart, you see what it did yesterday. This was, I get in here, it came all the way back down here last night. Again, I stayed in it even though it got below these moving averages, and then today it bounced right back up again. And right here, it's right at the resistance level at 110.75, with room now to 119. This is a very volatile stock, as I said, but it was it turned out pretty nicely for me. Again, I got in at $4 yesterday. I got out at $5.15 this morning, $5.15. So pretty nice profit, especially I was way underwater on it. And I got out my GM. I get in at 298. I get out at 328. That was pretty nice. Made a little bit of money on TTD today on a UMCAT trade. Lost 3 cents on the pins trade. Okay, so on a CoreWeave. Yep, CoreWeave moved up pretty strongly there, Sarang. ASML with volume, William. Yeah, I just saw some news on ASML as well. Likely a day trade. You took it. Yeah, it's ASML's. Listen, it's expensive stock. It's $1,465. So not sure exactly if you trade it with stock or you want to trade it with options or debit spreads, but it's tough. It's expensive. It's TSM. Remember, I have a sell order on. I took current CoreWeave off just now. It might keep going, but again, I feel like I got a little lucky on this big huge move up today. I mean, this stock does this a lot, but again, it's right up against what I have as resistance, 110.75. So I get in at 4. I took it off at 5.15. I'm out of it already. Hey, Sarang, you're out of the CoreWeave CumCat for 88%. Biggest trade ever. Nice job. Very nice job. CoreWeave looks like it's got more upside. Yeah, it does. I think it does too, Roger. But again, this thing is really volatile, and I don't want to have to follow it every minute, so I took it off. William, ASML was an option trade out for $3, borderline scalp. Okay, good job. Still watching Rocket Lab this morning, which is up pretty nicely. All right, so I'm out of GM. TSM still looks pretty good here. What I did with TSM initially here, just initially, I put a trade on for a debit spread. I put a debit spread on TSM. I did the 340, 342 50s for $1.20. $1.20, 340, 342 50s for $1.20. So that's slightly less than 50%. It's a little more than I wanted to pay, but I like the setup. But this expired this week, so I didn't go out in time on them yet. I'll look later to see if I can take something a little bit further out in time for more of a swing type trade. But I'm in the debit spread on TSM right here. I'll put it here in case anybody's interested in it. So debit spread. I'm buying the 340s. January 30th. $340 calls. And $1.20 on that. I had to wait to get filled on it. It came back, bounced off the 15 here, so I took it there. All right, and again, I'm out of CoreWeave. It may still go. I mean, it may still keep going up, but again, it's right at that 110.75 level. So, you know, I have to trust my high volume resistance levels on the trade. So that's why I took it off. Glad I took TSM. All right. Good morning, everybody at YouTube. How are you? Market setting a new all-time high in the SPY here today several times. 696.53 is now a new all-time high. Not a lot. This is not huge because 690 it was 696.09, so it's not exactly sprinting away. I'm in TSM right now as a call debit spread, 340, 342.50 expiring Friday. I took GM this morning. I took profits in that already. I took CoreWeave. I had that overnight. I took profits in that already. I had pins as a UMCATS trade this morning. I took a 3-set loss on it. I had TTD as an UMCAT trade this morning. I took, I think, a 7 or 8 cent gain on that. I have to go back and look. And on the SPY, from a strangle from last night, I took that off this morning for just a small profit. In 199 out 209. And of course, if we stayed in it, we'd be fine. But again, it's hard to stay in a stock that's expiring today. Once you start to get a pullback like this. Okay. Gilead, new all-time high. Thank you, Ari. Yeah, it's been a tremendous. I've been watching this week as well. It just seems like it's got so extended. But I mean, look at this Gilead path. I mean, this is really beautiful. But that's pretty fairly parabolic right there. So do you want to chase it? I'm not going to chase it up here. I mean, an intraday trade it perhaps, but I'm not going to chase it up there. Too far removed for me. In the 8s at 132.65. Stocks at 140. $8 of ATR. Yeah, 2 ATRs extended. May keep on going. I mean, it's really parabolic. It's been a beautiful move. Yeah, it does give out good news. But it's hard to jump into a trade that far extended now. I mean, if you're in it, it's great. But if you aren't, it's really tough to get in right now. CoreWeave was turned into quite a nice trade, actually. Pulling back a little bit from that 110.75. You're in the HPQ 19 puts expiring on Friday. Not sure if I should stick with it or drop it. I'm still in it too, and I'm going to stick with it. Sean, let's take a look at the chart. All right, let's take a look at what HPQ is doing. Now the SPY just put in a new all-time high today. All right, so let's look at the 5-minute chart on HPQ. All right, so here's HPQ coming down pretty hard this morning, just moving sideways. The market's been grinding up here all day long. It's just kind of chopping up and down sideways. So if I look at the daily chart, it still looks like it could break below here. Now I'm looking at this. See that candle right there? I'm looking at those two lows. I really want to see it get below that low right there. Right, about 1934. Not 1934. Low today. 1915. The low over here. 1920. So this is the levels we want to see this thing get below. But this is still very bearish, and I'm not going to give up on it. It could easily crack below 19. That's just my opinion on this. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do with it. Again, I did take a TSM call debit spread 340, 342.50. A kind of a wimpy way out of this thing. I like it long. I just don't want to go out in time right now because they're so expensive at the moment. SPY coming down a bit here. Getting some yellow momentum starting to slip down. So just be careful on longs here. The only thing I really got on right now is a TSM, and it's pulling back just a bit. Pins just moving sideways. Again, I'm on a GM. What's happening there, Ruth?
Eileen and I.
Oh, you got a trip already?
Yep. We're going to Portugal
Portugal.
on a cruise.
What cruise line?
Asmara.
Oh, you were able to get on that one?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was booked.
Well, the one that went to Portugal and ended up in Barcelona was booked.
They don't have that many ships, do they?
Not really. But it's like considered a luxury.
Yeah, I know, it's a small ship, it's a small ship.
And 6 nights. What we're gonna do is we'll spend time in Portugal.
Mm.
You know, like we can go early, whatever, Viator cruise and stuff. And then, so it's like $2,000 for the 2 of us for a cabin.
Each. Cabin's at $2,000. How can that be?
Last minute cruise deal.
Is it a decent cabin?
It's an ocean view. It's a ocean view. It's not.
No balcony or anything, but.
I don't need a balcony. And yeah, leaving. It's our birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's our birthday. We're leaving March 9.
That was good, early.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be back. I don't know. And then the flights are anywhere from $600 to $700.
Oh, not too bad. We'll fly to Lisbon.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It was a good deal.
That's a good deal.
And then, you know, whatever extra days we tack on,
Yeah.
the hotels are about like 120 for the, you know.
That's off season over there. I mean, this is winter time.
Yeah, but it's like 60s.
Yeah. Lisbon's pretty far south.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really hot in the summers and stuff. But I think it'll be nice.
Well, he's not going to be happy.
It's just for a week. It's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, I'll feel like a good boy. Gonna have to schedule Allison to spend some time over here.
That's right. Somebody's gonna have to learn how to cook. Might be you.
Yeah, sure. He's been watching the cooking channel.
He's what?
Been watching the cooking channel.
Oh, I thought the cookie channel.
Probably, he'd be a lot more. That would probably be a lot more apropos.
Yeah. Hey, you.
I hope you feel all right when you're there.
Oh yeah.
Back, hip.
All
I wouldn't go on too many walking things.
Well, the good thing is, it's on a ship.
Yeah, no,
And
you can,
so-
that's the best part.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take probably like one of these Viator cruises. You know, they have like not cruises, trips.
Mm.
You know, where and so there's some that are like all day. You know, where they take you to a lot of different places, and some that you know are shorter. But you know, we can choose how. You know, she wants to go on one that's less physically demanding, you know, because she might go to Korea in May. She's still waiting to hear from
Jesus.
Taylor. And then we're going on, you know, cruise in June, early June. So she's saying she's decided she's going
Korea in May?
Maybe. I'm not going.
And then June to go on a cruise? What kind of craziness is this?
Well, she's decided she's going to do the kid thing and just go while she can.
Ridiculous.
Well, you know, Mitch wants to go too. He's not going with us, but he wants to go on these things too because he wants to do it while he can do it. So.
All right.
So we have reservations.
Excellent.
We don't have to pay for them until next week.
Mm-hmm. All right, so So here is the SPY pulling back a little bit, momentum dropping down below the 8 and the 15 right here. The standard deviation line here, the VWAP all the way down here at 695. Again, I'm on a core weave. I feel like I caught a pretty nice break in core weave today with this big bounce. I don't know what I'm going to do with Intel yet. It's pulling back a little bit, and I was trying to bounce. Might have to get rid of this position. Rocket Lab, I'm going to hang on as it's moving up here, moving up over 86 now. I'll look at it at the end of the day to decide whether to take that long, the short call off, and take our profits in that. We're up on that short call that we hedged using. Let's see. That's right now at $1.32. So we're up just about $1 a contract on that thing right now, on the Rocket Lab. It's still, of course, way underwater on the 90 calls, but we'll wait and see where it goes today. It is moving through the 15, and it's right at the 8 right now. The 8 on Rocket Lab is 86.53, 86.53. So it's just about there. And again, I did take a Carl Deborah spread on TSM. Whoops, not TS, but TSM. Took a Carl Deborah spread on this of 340, 342.50 expiring Friday. Paid $1.20 for it. Right now it's going for $1.15, so you can get it a little bit cheaper if you wanted to take it. All right, I'm going to look for some more trades here. It's about 12 o'clock. CPRI, decent short setup here. Don't know what the options look like, I haven't looked yet, but definitely a short setup here. Not high volume though. Price are pulling back a little bit from its high now. Right back down to 26.54, which is a resistance level that went through and pulled back from it. UNH continuing down. Not a lot of volume now. It had a lot of volume early on, UNH. big gap down here. Some buying coming in. Now we get some weakness here on volume. Right now we're just getting regular red candles now on UNH. Akamai with a big move today. Nice little move in Akamai. Just monthlies on it, however. No weeklies. CLS, nice move up today, but unfortunately it has earnings tomorrow, which means the premiums are crazy expensive. SPY still drifting down here. PCAR pretty weak today. PCAR, look at that candle. High volume candle really whipping around. Looks like there's some news out there somewhere. ASML, William was talking about right there. TER, earnings coming up here. Do two. American Airlines coming down. Pretty weak today. The airlines are very weak today. United Airlines is also down hard today.
See a little volume pop article on our Wall Street Journal circulating. Thousands of Chinese EVs kept moving to North American car market in previously announced deal. Seeing some volume in NIO.
NEO with a little bounce on news here. Pushed up and pushed back a little bit. Still in this TSM, not doing going my way right now. United Airlines very weak. Not a lot of volume though. Hundred-day moving average down around 103.70. American Airlines also got earnings down pretty hard today. Very expensive puts on United Airlines. Pretty big spreads too. UNH continuing down. Still in a gap in UNH. Get down, room down to 274 in this gap fill. Not a lot of volume though. Not right now anyway. Market internals just flipped down. Market coming down a little bit. I took a took a put debit spread on UNH. I took the 280 275s. 280 275s. I bought the 280 puts, sold the 275 puts. I did it for $1.93. $1.93 on UNH. Put debit spread. 193. Actually, I paid 192 for it on UNH. Put debit spread for this week. I'll post it here. I'm not going to alert on it. It's likely going to go off today. 127. Right, UNH. It's a put debit spread. By the January 30th.
Trump currently speaking on South Korea.
280
says, we'll
puts.
work something out.
And by the January 30th, 275 puts. $5 spread. About $1.92 or so. Okay, that's UNH. So I got a call debit spread on TSM and a put debit spread on UNH. So I got one long and one short. Market's coming in. SPY coming in pretty hard here, right back down toward the VWAP. TSM not working my way yet. Again, I'm on a core weave. Took that overnight. Moved up. Again, I took it off when it got. Again, I do have a lot of confidence in these horizontal lines. Went right through that 110.75 and then pulled right back. But that's where I took it off when it got right there. Right to the VWAP on SPY. Again, we put a new all-time high.
Members watching this Bitcoin, seeing a complete reversal back to lows of the day. No headlines on this volatility in Bitcoin for today, but Bitcoin back to lows.
359 is the store number, looking for that. Are you just
Q's never quite got quite to the VWAP yet.
are you signing in?
IWM back below the VWAP. Very weak, the IWM, very weak.
Is it back online? Okay, hold on. Oh, you're doing the maintenance and cleaning? Oh, look at your pretty pictures.
SPY trying to bounce here. Triple Q's also trying to bounce here. Index is kind of working together. IWM very weak today. Again, I am in UNH short with a put debit spread, which is bouncing, and TSM long, which also is pulled back a little bit since I get in, but I'm holding on both of those. Again, we took the SPY strangle off today for a small profit, 10 cents a front contract. Still watching Intel. Still bearish on the daily chart. It's up today, but just putting in a doji in the middle of yesterday's candle. Tesla sitting right on the 100-day moving average. See if this UNH continues down or not. GLW looks good for a day trade long. Robert, yeah, GLW Corning, beautiful move here today. It has earnings tomorrow. So if you're trading options on this, it's going to be very expensive. $111 stock, but the earnings are going to be expensive on GLW. But it's a nice setup. There's some volume. It's not great. We had some big volume here this morning to the upside right here. And this was a nice place to trade it. But again, right now it's getting a little choppy. And it does have earnings tomorrow, so you'd have to be out today, and the premiums are going to be pretty high on GLW. Here it is right here. GLW, 5-minute chart, day chart. Big gap up. They got a big contract today. They got earnings tomorrow, so they have some catalysts in it. Core wave pullback. I timed that relatively well because of that resistance level, high volume resistance level. Again, I got out at 515. It's down at 450 right now. Almost 12:30. Coming up on lunchtime pretty soon. SPY with a bounce here. See what TSM's doing. TSM's starting to try to bounce a little bit. And we'll see if UNH continues down. These things are pretty beat up right now, so that's why I took a debit spread on it. I didn't want to take a straight puts on the thing. I wanted to give myself a little bit of room in there. FedEx moving up today nicely. gonna set a sell order on UNH at 250. $2.50 UNH. Oops. Getting lowered. There we go. 250 on UNH. Sell order on UNH at 250. Trading at about 193. Pretty much what I paid for it right now. And on TSM, paid $1.20 for that. I'm going to go for $1.50 on TSM. $1.50 on TSM. Okay, so I got sell orders on both of these. Again, we're out of the SPY strangle from this morning. Intel, I'm gonna have to watch. Rocket Lab is moving up today. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, see where it does at the end of the day. SPY, not doing much here. Pull back to the VWAP, chopping around here at lunchtime. Again, we got the Fed tomorrow, so we'll probably get a little bit of slowing down here today. Is the Q's into the yellow here, Shai? That was at 11:54. Sorry, I missed a lot of questions here. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. 11:54. Yeah, it was into the yellow and the red, right there. Sorry, I didn't get to it. Intel had no business jumping up that much. Do you mean sell the two? Did I not say that on UNH? Buy the January 280s and yeah, sell the January 30s. Sorry. Debit spread. Sell the January 30s 275 put. Sorry, I had put in buy there instead of sell. No, but both buys. Sorry, Sergio. Yep, 275 puts, right. Is UNH suitable for a strangle straddle? I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take a look at the premiums and everything on it, Max, to tell you the truth. Is UNH going to be a day trade? It's going to be a day trade if I can get out today, and the stock remains bearish. You know, if I can't get out today, but the stock remains bearish, I'll hold it overnight. It's very bearish. It is very extended, but I will hold it overnight if I need to. UNH straddle strangle. It's probably going to be really pricey. Let me look. So it's trading at 281, roughly 280. So the puts and calls on this thing are going to be roughly about $12, $13 at least for it, with an ATR about 15. Might be okay. It's gonna. I think it's a little too risky, but you know it might work for you fine. If it doesn't just get locked into the same level, you know, just move sideways. So it's up to 282 right now. So now you can do it. Now you can do a 280 put and a 285 call. 280 put, 285 call. It's going to cost you about $9, which isn't awful on UNH. Again, ATR was about $8 before today, or before that big gap down. So it's still a little expensive, I think. So I wouldn't do that. But it's not terrible. Again, we're looking for UNH to pull down, looking for TSM to move up. I'm just going to set my orders there and leave them for a while, see where they go. So Ryan, you find it annoying how these things pop or dump as soon as I buy? I know it doesn't have anything to do with me, but still learning the trading because of being down sometimes. Yeah, you listen. Most of your trades are going to be against you at some point in time. Now, if on SPY Super System trades, that shouldn't be the case because you're getting in right at the VWAP or right at the 15 or right at the 8. If you get in right at those levels, it's not likely to happen. But sometimes you can't do that on some of these debit spreads and things like that, or even UMCAT trades. You have to chase a little bit. So you have to be prepared to be down on some of the trades. Obviously, if you're taking a swing type trade, there's going to be cases where it's going to go against you at some point. This way, you don't want to try to get in too far extended. UNH popped up a literal dollar as soon as we entered. Yeah. Yep, it did. But it never got through the 15. I mean, that's trading. If you caught it here, you would have been in better shape. But I mean, you get it here, that's still a pretty good level right here at the 8, and then you get this green candle. That's trading. And once you put on any kind of trade where you're just interested in the daily, then you just watch the daily chart. You don't have to worry about the 5 minute. Now in UNH, I just want to see if it continues on down. I'll be interested to see, if I don't get filled today, I'll be interested to see where it closes to make sure I can justify taking it overnight. Thoughts on Netflix bouncing off the 8? Bouncing off the 8? Oh, I see. You're talking to the short side. Yeah, pretty nice bearish set here. You see, this is what he's talking about. Came off the 8. This is the 8 exponential right here. Here's the 15. It's been rolling over, and it rolled hard. Came back up, rolling over again. Yeah, it's a short setup. For sure, it's a short setup on Netflix. Got some support down here, but that's a pretty nice short setup right there on Netflix. TSM starting to bounce again. Yes, Ryan, you don't panic out like you used to, and you stop putting your P&L up. And listen, not watching your P&L is critical here when you're trading. Because talk about this all the time, right? If you got to trade with as little emotion as possible. If you're watching your P&L, you're immediately putting emotion into your trading. Believe me, whether you think you are or not, if you're looking at a position and it goes red, you immediately it's gonna upset you. Your emotions are gonna get involved in the trade. You don't want to be looking at your P&L. You want to be looking at the technicals on the trade. Right, you got to look at that. I mean, we look at TSM, looks great, comes back down. I bought it here, bouncing back up again. You could be panicking out here, but this is I'm looking at the daily chart on this, right, on TSM. So I go over and I look at TSM. I don't worry about the 5 minute chart. I look at the daily chart on it. It's beautiful. There's a beautiful daily chart on TSM here. This is a PBO right to the 15, back up over the 8. This is likely to continue higher. Will it? Who knows? But it's likely to. All right, UNH. pretty weak. I mean, it looks to me like it's going to likely to continue on down. So I don't worry about the noise, which is these 5-minute charts, and that's why you don't want to be watching your P&L, because if you get in a trade like TSM and it goes against you here, and your P&L goes red, 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 and you see this candle pulling gapping down here, and you freak out and you take the trade off, and that's emotion that's driving your decisions, and that's the last thing you want to do. TSM earnings, yeah, ASML earnings could affect TSM. Yeah, in any semi is obviously could impact it. Yeah, and we're in the middle of earnings seasons right now, so you know that could be obviously could impact it. But you know, so could the Fed, so could the news from overnight. That's true. As Shai points out, the P&L will naturally attract your eye. You won't be looking at the candles. No, you're looking at your profit and loss. You look at your portfolio. He also recommends don't hawk the 5-minute. No, I mean that's again. You set alerts and move on. It'll do your mental health good. Yeah, if you're looking for a trade and you don't want to get in at this level, you're looking to get in at another level. Set the alert. Don't worry about it. 5-minute candlesticks are noise. Now, that's not true for SPY super system trades and UMCATs. All right. Because especially with UMCATs, you've got to pay attention to the 5-minute candles when you're trading out of the money catalyst type trades, because that's going to get you in and get you out. You've got to be able to get out off of those things. So that is where the 5 minutes are important, not your P&L, the 5-minute candlesticks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get lunch here in a minute. Hey, Jonathan. I appreciate that. You find yourself doing this all the time. Yeah, it's listen. You got to try it with a little emotion as a little emotion as possible. You know what causes people issues is not necessarily not understanding a strategy. I mean, it's important to understand the strategy. It's important to understand the methods that you're using on all the trades that you do. You know, I have these all defined in my videos. There's ways to do this kind of thing. But the things that mess people up is watching their P&Ls, getting emotional about a trade. They get fear or they get greed. All right, fear if it goes against them and then bounces up and they break even, they get out, and they're trading fearfully, or they're trading with greed. If they chase a stock that they shouldn't be chasing, fear of missing out, they jump into it. That's greed driving your decision. Then you can also can have your decision driven by anger. These would be revenge trades. Trades when you get into a trade and it goes against you, then it starts to move. You go back into it again. You put on twice as big a position. You're revenge trading. You're trying to get even. You're not even making a decision off of the technicals. You're just trying to get even. That's revenge. And then there's the other side of that, which is basically enthusiasm, or you know, you're all hyped up because you had a couple of winning trades in a row, and now you think all of a sudden, you know, everything I pick is going to win. I can't lose. You know, I'm going to just really raise up my size here because I can't lose on these things. You know, that enthusiasm, or whatever you want to call it, is another emotion. Those are all emotions, and it's important to understand when you're trading. You got to be conscious of how you feel. All right, what's your emotional situation right now when you're trading, because it's going to impact the way you trade. So you got to try to separate that as much as possible, which means you've got to be very methodical, very, very strategic about how you make these trades. All right, I try to do this all the time, and I make mistakes just like everybody does. But that's really, really important, to try to separate yourself from your emotions as much as possible. Obviously, when there's money at stake, you can't do it completely. Okay. All right, it's about 12:45, 12:46. I'm going to get some lunch. I'll be watching the market when I get some lunch. I'm probably not going to trade anything right now. I've got a few trades. I've got UNH on as a put debit spread. I got TSM in as a call debit spread. I'm still in Intel, which I may have to take that off today, and I'm still in Rocket Labs. I took CoreWeave off overnight. That was a nice trade for me, nice big trade. I'm still in HPQ short. I'm still in Intel short. I took a slight loss in pins this morning. That was an UMCAT trade. Then I took a medium-sized win in TTD, which is an UMCAT trade, and then I had profits in the General Motors on a regular trade. So that's where I am right now. And we took a small profit at our SPY Strangle overnight, right there. Took about a dive on that. All right, everybody. So listen, thank you, everybody on YouTube. I appreciate your tuning in today. If you're interested in my room or the alert service, I have alert service, or the SPY Super System software right here, this is critical to, in my opinion, this is critical to trading successfully, knowing what the institutions are doing at any point in time. Very, very important. You can get this by either just go to the rightlinetrading.com site, rightlinetrading.com. You can call Rory at 786-732-4656 and leave a message, or send a email to support@rightlinetrading.com. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here from YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and shut down YouTube now. Be back tomorrow about 11:30. Again, tomorrow the Fed FOMC at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Jay Powell with a news conference at 2:30. Could cause some fireworks in the market, but I doubt it. I don't think they're going to change rates at all, and that's what the market's expecting. All right, have a good one. We'll see you folks back here tomorrow.